Hello, dear students. Let's see some examples on call by address, that is, passing address to a function. A simple question asked here is, what is the output of the following program? In this program, we have been given a function f1, which has two pointer parameters. Check that p1 is a pointer and p2 is a pointer. So it is but obvious that when we call this f1 function, we are going to pass address because the parameters are of pointer type. So let's not read f1 function so early because we know first we have to see main. Main starts first. In main, there are two variables x and y declared as int having value 10 and 20. So in the memory, let's assume that in the memory x has been stored as a 2-byte variable with value 10, and let's assume address of x is 100 and 101, two consecutive bytes. And there is another variable y, which is again a 2-byte variable with value 20. Let's assume address of y is 200, 201. Now the next line is pretty simple. It is printing x and y. So the first output, I'll be writing output here on top. First output is obviously 1020, value of x and y. Now have a look at the next line, which is called to the function. See that we are calling the function by passing address of x, address of y. So address of x will clearly go in the first parameter p1, which is a pointer, and address of y will go in the second pointer parameter. So what we can show in the memory is, now there are two pointers in the memory, p1, which stores address of x. Note that address of x is 100, and p2, which stores address of y. Address of y is 200. So we say p1 points to x and p2 points to y. From now on, you understand that asterisk p1 means x and asterisk p2 means y. Clearly, we can say asterisk p1 means value to which p1 points, that is value of x. And asterisk p2 means value to which p2 points, that's value of y. So what do you understand on reading the line inside the function is, if we are incrementing asterisk p1 by 1, then we are incrementing x by 1. So x becomes 11. And if we are incrementing asterisk p2 by 1, then it means that y is getting incremented by 1. And then at the third line of the function, we are printing asterisk p1 and asterisk p2. Just check asterisk p1 again for reference. Just check asterisk p1 is nothing but value of x, and asterisk p2 is nothing but value of y. So we are indeed printing x and y over here. So the second output is going to be 11 and 21. And now the function is coming to an end due to this close brace. Now when the function comes to an end, whatever parameters or variables that were created for the function will be deleted, will be destroyed. So what you have to understand is that as the function finishes, this p1 pointer and p2 pointer are deleted, and we again have only variables x and y in the memory. You'll agree this because p1 and p2 were the pointers that were created when the function was called. So now the function is ending, so these parameters are deleted. And let me clean a few things. And we obviously come back to main. Now, where are we back in main? Just observe, we are back here to the printf, isn't it? We are back in main at the statement following the function call, isn't it? We called this function due to this line. And now we are back in main printing x and y. But note, x was 10 and y was 20 before the call. But after the call, x and y have changed. Due to these lines, asterisk p1 is asterisk p1 plus 1 and same goes with asterisk p2. So the third output we will get in main is again 1121. That is the changed values of x and y. Now let's proceed to the next call. See, here is the call. F1 is called by passing address of y followed by address of x. So what is happening is we are first passing address of y. So obviously address of y will go in the first parameter p1, which is a pointer, and address of x will go in the second parameter p2, which is also a pointer. So if we show p1, whose address is p1 storing? Just check. This first pointer p1 is storing address of y because we have passed address of y first. That means address of y, which is 200, would be stored by p1. So p1 is a pointer which is now pointing to y. So now asterisk p1 means y. And check the second pointer here, p2. This is storing address of x. So if we show p2 in the memory, then p2 is storing address of x, which is 100. So now p2 points to x. From now on, asterisk p2 will mean x. So do you interpret this line now? What is asterisk p1? It is value of y. Asterisk p1 is value of y. And we are incrementing this value of y by 1. So y becomes 22. And what do you interpret this line as? Asterisk p2 is value of x. You just check where is p2 pointing. And we are incrementing that value by 1. So x will become 12. And now inside the function we are printing asterisk p1 and asterisk p2. Be careful. Asterisk p1 means value of y. So first y will be printed. Y is 22. So I'll continue the output here. First value printed will be value of y because asterisk p1 means y and asterisk p2, notice, means x. So second value printed will be 12. And now the function comes to an end due to this close brace. But remember, when the function ends, the local parameters and local variables that were created for the function are deleted. So what you have to really understand is that this p1 and p2 will be removed and we will be left with only x and y. That's it. We will be left only with two variables because whatever was created for the function is simply deleted. Okay. So what are we now having? This p1 and p2 are removed when the function ends. And we simply have x and y. I will redraw this. Remember, x is 12. 2-byte variable. It was 10, then it became 11, now it is 12. And y is 22, again a 2-byte variable. And the addresses we assumed was 100, 101, 200, 201. Okay. Now let's resume our discussion that function has again finished, isn't it? So what happens really when the function ends is that we come back to main. And main resumes with its work. From where will main resume? Obviously, main will resume from the next line. See, this function call is over. Now main will resume with this print, which is printing x followed by y. Now notice clearly x is 12 and y is 22. Just be careful about this. Now the last call is very interesting. This will become simple if you have followed all the discussion that we have till now held about pointers. This looks as extraordinary, but this is nothing. I mean, this is very ordinary. This looks extraordinary because we are passing address of x and again address of x. So what? Address of x will go in the pointer p1 and address of x again will go in pointer p2. So if you show p1 again in the memory created, what is p1 going to store is address of x, which is 100. So we say p1 refers x or points to x. But there is again a second parameter p2. And notice this p2 is also receiving address of x. And address of x is 100. So p2 also stores 100 and it points to x. Now you just observe asterisk p1 means x and asterisk p2 also x is also x because both the pointers are pointing to x. So how will you read this line? Incrementing asterisk p1 by 1 means incrementing x by 1. So x has already become 13 now. And now incrementing asterisk p2 by 1 means incrementing x by 1. Remember, yeah, we are incrementing x by 1. But what is x already? X is already 13. Correct? So x will become 14. Just check this. It means both p1 and p2 were pointing to x and incrementing p1 and again incrementing p2 means we are incrementing x 2 times. Next line is printing asterisk p1 and asterisk p2. But asterisk p1 means x, which prints 14, and asterisk p2 also means x, which prints 14. And now the function comes to an end due to this close brace. But when function comes to an end, this p1 and p2 are deleted and we are only left out with x and y in the memory. But listen, x is now 14 and y is 22. So when we come back in main, we are obviously back over here at this printf because this call is now finished. So when we are back in main, we are printing x and y and the last output will be 14, 22, x and y. So these are all the outputs due to this code. And I'm sure after this discussion, you have known what happens when you pass address and how pointer receives it, and any changes made through the pointer will change the value of the original variable passed. We will see 2 more examples of passing address to function after this video, and we will also then solve some gate questions related to this topic. Thank you very much.